Oh my goodness, oh my, you are so large on my screen. Let me bring you down a little. Oh my goodness, hold on. You know what? This is a professional stream where I forget how to do everything. Okay, so how you doing, Nevermore?
Trying to make me feel tall on Twitch.
You are because you got a tall personality, so I want you to take over the whole damn screen.
Exactly.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
it's mine now.
Yes. Okay, well this is your show. I'll just leave now. Okay, bye. I'll just go somewhere else. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Nevermore, and if I may bug Katani to paste his link because for some reason I always fuck that
It's
up. Bye. Wow. Thanks, Mars Manson. How's the audio now? Is that good or is it too loud? Is these
like, am I too loud?
uh
Is is my microphone by HyperX Stinger really too loud?
no, I think they wanted me to turn you up, which I did. But
Turn
now
my headphones up.
but now Katani isn't saying anything. So I'm gonna assume that it's fine now. Damn it, I fucked up. Okay. So
This
Nevermore, thank you for being on the show today, as dysfunctional as it is. So, if nobody knows who you are in the community, can you give us a little intro? Tell us who you are, where you come from, what your likes and dislikes are, what your social security number is. Tell us everything.
I don't remember my social security number. I have the memory of a fruit fly. Well, they probably last longer than the stuff I remember. Anyway, like I'm the guy that trolls everybody in all their chats because I like to have fun with all of you, and I like to be the wrench in your stream plans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, where do I start? I'm an esports guy. I'm actually not even a content creator. I'm into competitive gaming, which I think a lot of people don't actually know.
Okay.
Um,
What type of competitive gaming are you doing?
a lot. So I started a long time ago with like card games. So I played like Yu-Gi-Oh and all the Pokemon cards. Yeah, my mic picks up everything. It's super extremely sensitive. But I played fighting games for about 10 years. So I played like Street Fighter and Marvel and all that stuff and a little bit of Tekken. So just about everything. Now I'm getting into Fortnite. I know we all love Fortnite here.
Oh my God. All right. So what you're saying is you're kicked off the team now, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. That's pretty cool. So you don't consider yourself a streamer, more of like a competitive gamer. So how did you get into streaming then? How did that happen?
So when I first came back, when I came back to New Jersey, because I was in Minnesota for like 6 months, so I came back to New Jersey and I was like, I don't want to go back to work because I hate people.
Ah.
And I started actually as a review. I had my own review like blog, so we would just review games and pops and stuff. And following that, I actually ended up writing for a couple of different like gaming sites, but I just didn't like that, so I decided I'll just review stuff on my own and started making YouTube videos. I used to make like 3 YouTube videos a day, just on like random gaming stuff. Yeah, people do suck, Mars. Just random gaming stuff and like reviewing animes, like the most nonsensical stuff. I was just making like 12 videos a day for no reason at all. And that's pretty much how I got into that for the most part. I mean, I like making montages and things like that. So I don't know. That's kind of like therapy. When I'm like super stressed out, I just go make a montage video of me 360 no scoping people in Fortnite.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah,
It's funny because I can relate to the fact that you say people suck and you didn't want to go back to work because that's literally like
yeah.
my whole thing. So I feel like we bond on this level, where I understand what you're coming from and everything. So what do you want to do like going forward full time if you don't want to go back into society with other horrible people?
Man, I have like I've been like so all over the place. Like the whole like past 6 years has just been a big like learning experience. So I always try to tell people like if you don't know what you want to do today with the rest of your life, that's fine. But you should use this time to kind of just try stuff. Like I was lucky when I came back home and I was just like, all right, I'm not doing that anymore. And like everybody left. Once you just like, all right, I'm not gonna be part of society anymore. Everybody leaves. So I didn't have a lot of people that were friends. They left. A lot of people just left. A lot of people just be like, all right, well, we don't support that, so we can't really help you. And then over time, those same people just are like my biggest fans now. Like it was, I think the biggest victory was when my father was just finally like, all right, you're gonna do this, and now this is what you're gonna do, because he's like, you know, he's super old school, and he's like, he's worked like every day since he got out of high school. So when I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna work anymore, he's like, yeah, so when are you going back to work? So yeah, so over time the hey, these people are hiring stopped, and people started getting aboard, you know, with what I was doing. And I got the chance to like, oh, I'm gonna go make games. So I was an indie developer for a little bit, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do mad random stuff. Like, all right, I'm gonna go pro in Call of Duty. That didn't really pan out well, but at least I tried it. So I just did a whole lot of stuff. And moving forward, like I said, I'm getting into Fortnite because over time doing this, you get burned out and you have your highs and lows, and you kind of lose yourself and, you know, why you wanted to do this to begin with, I guess. And now I'm just like, all right, well, I started doing this because I wanted to be a competitive gamer since I was 13 and decided I don't want to go to college anymore. And that's what I need to get back to doing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, streaming like content, like when I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I kind of just do that to stop myself from working.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would be working all the time. Because when you're a competitive gaming, you know, you always have to be the best and on top of everything, and you have to know a lot. So it's easy to get caught up in doing that all the time. So when I stream, I'm just like, all right, so for like 3 hours, 2 days a week, I'm just going to relax and just play stuff and talk to people and not necessarily be working, even though I am.
I need to learn some tips from you then, because I have that problem where it's like I can't turn off my brain and it's always in
Yeah.
work mode. It's terrible. So another layer that I can relate to you in terms of that. Well,
Yeah,
that's
well, you
what?
know, like, you know, a part of the reason why I just came here and stuck because I started seeing a lot of me and you. I was just like, oh, that's just like me. Okay. Then like one day you were talking about like it was like a while ago. This was like during the before the stream hustle class that started and all that.
Yeah.
During the clown makeup phase, right? You're
My
talking
crazy
about
face.
like,
Yes.
yeah, you're talking about like something to do with business, and I was like, the fuck? Are you me? Is this? Because like I don't have anybody, like there's a lot of people close to me and a lot of people around me now, but there's not people I can just go to and talk about stuff like that because they either understand it but don't want to do it, or
Mhm.
they just don't get it, so they don't understand what the hell I'm talking about.
Mhm.
When I'm like, yeah, you got to get on TikTok, and they're like, but I hate TikTok. But you want to grow your stream and your brand, right? Yeah, well, you got to get on TikTok. Like, I don't want to do it. All right, look, don't do it then. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
Anyway,
forget it. Yeah, some people get it, some people get it, and some people don't.
yeah.
Shit. Okay. By the way, anybody, if you have questions for Nevermore, please drop them in the chat and I will definitely get to them. So, let's talk a little bit about your branding. I see lots of things that kind of look like it's invoking wrestling. Are you a wrestling fan? Like, where's your branding coming from?
It comes from a lot. So, you know, the funniest thing about all of this is that, you know, I have no like background in marketing or business or anything like that. I learned everything from wrestling because like I've been watching wrestling since I was like 2 or probably before that. Yeah, I was in the womb watching wrestling and stuff, right? So I learned everything that I know from that. So that's why like sometimes I will start talking about things in wrestling terms and people don't know the hell I'm talking about, but that's the only way I know how to convey what I'm trying to say sometimes. Like my favorite wrestler of all time is Stone Cold. If you know the whole rebellious dropping f bombs every 5 seconds isn't a good giveaway. But the funny thing about that, so before I knew Stone Cold was a thing, I was just like that little quiet kid in class that nobody talked to and didn't want to talk to anybody, because I still kind of am. But then one day I'm in the house and my grandmother calls me and she's like, "Oh, come downstairs." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Look at this guy talking to Mike Tyson on TV." I'm like, "Who the hell is that?" And it was Stone Cold the night Mike Tyson was at WWF on Raw. And I'm like, "Oh, that's Mike Tyson." And he's just like, pushed Mike Tyson. I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy that just pushed Mike Tyson? Like, why isn't he dead? He's got some balls." Right? And before that, I was not a WWF guy at the time. Straight WCW. Austin Creed, really?
I'm just like, who are these people? I know Stone Cold. Austin
Right.
Creed, who?
Austin Creed, that's Xavier Woods, if I'm not mistaken. He has a lot of names. Anyway, that's another time, right? So I got into Stone Cold from that, and then started raising hell and giving people middle fingers, and then stopped being an honor roll student and stuff like that. But it kind of changed my life for the better, because I wouldn't be this now if that never happened. I would just be a quiet kid that would just to draw stuff and not talk to anybody. And I probably wouldn't be here. That's crazy. But that's why I learned a lot from wrestling about how to, like, if you look at, I have my first logo was at three birds. It was literally a poster that I saw of Stone Cold that had three skulls, and I was like, I want to make something like that for me. And then when I got my bird logo, I was like, I'm gonna fucking make this shirt right now with three skulls. And that's like I don't know. It just became such a big part of me. Like, no matter how far I try to not do it, I'm always gonna be the Stone Cold rebel. Let's cuss everybody out and flip tables over and spray paint shit. But I mean, that's just like it's just stuck with me forever, and that's kind of like why I'm in this in my competitive thing with like title belts. Like, if I can go somewhere and win a title belt, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care what it's for. If you're like, yo, they're having the fucking chess contest and there's just a title belt, like, I'm gonna go learn chess in like a month and go win that fucking thing, because that's what I want to do.
Good. That's an awesome mindset to have. So speaking about that, because you're definitely like a very ambitious person, I can tell without you even opening up your mouth, just based on like content you share and how you interact with people, like I can just tell. So what advice would you give to somebody that is kind of in the state where they don't know what the fuck they want to do, and they want to, or they're afraid to pursue something? Like, what advice would you give them? Because you went all in into this pretty much, right?
Yeah, so I tell people all the time, because like like last summer, at least for a year or a couple years, I had my own like esports organization. It was really small. We did like a couple things, but I used to always tell them, like, if you have if you're alive, you have the opportunity to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So if you want to be a goddamn gardener, right? Be a fucking gardener. Like, there's nobody to tell you you can't go in your backyard and start a damn garden, right? And people always like, well, I have work and I have kids. Like, I totally understand that, but like, if you really want something, you'll make 10 minutes, a half an hour, or an hour to do that thing, right? So like I said, I got really fucking lucky. I don't advise anybody to do what I did. I legit just said, I'm not going back to work one day. And I went back to work like for a couple months, but I never went back to work. And I was just super fortunate that my parents let me do that and keep making me do it, because now I can't stop. My father would cuss me out. But like, you just gotta fucking do it. Like, if you can't just quit everything and do it, you have to make time to do the stuff that you want to do, because like, none of this shit is easy, and it takes a hell of a long time unless you're super fucking lucky. So you kind of just have to do it, and you can't be afraid of like, oh, this person is gonna say like, oh, I can't support you for doing this. Like, if that was the case, I would never have got this far, because there was so many people that just like, all right, if you're gonna do that, you're not gonna go back to work, then we're gonna stop calling you to hang out. We're gonna just pretty much just leave you alone. Like, people like, I think that was also a blessing too, because I just stopped giving a fuck about what people thought.
Yeah.
And I still don't. Like, I just really don't care. Like, if I take a lot of things with a grain of salt. Like people criticize me all the time because thank you, Jeff. You're cool as hell too. So like, a lot of people criticize me all the time because for a lot of reasons. When I got like, I guess, popular, when I became this like persona of this just super abrasive person that would say things that people were thinking, but they couldn't say it. But I would say it because I just didn't care. Like I never learned how to socialize properly. If nobody ever noticed, right? I never learned how to socialize properly. So when I'm doing stuff, I'm just doing it because that's what I saw people do. And I'm doing it in a way that people laugh about because I do everything in the way that I see it in my head. And it's always funny when I bring it out, even though I'm being dead serious. So back in the day, I used to be, extremely socially awkward. And I used to be serious all the time. Like if you talk to me when I'm not trying to make people laugh, it's super awkward, like Millie, dog, just super awkward. Like if I'm in like just not Nevermore mode, I'm just like super serious and quiet, and that is unnerving to some people when you're just sitting there watching them and not really saying anything. So then it's always an extreme. So Nevermore, the personality is super extreme, always talking, always yelling about nothing, and it's usually funny most of the time. But it's also a kind of like a how do you say, like a double-edged sword, because me being super polarizing, people either really love me or they really hate me, but that's also good.
But I think it shows how genuine you are, that you're just very upfront and just open, and you're able to vocalize your thoughts without really giving a shit. I feel like I could learn a lot from you, especially the fact that how long have you been doing this? Like, how long have you been working for yourself? Like, how many years?
6.
Okay, see, I should definitely be talking to you a lot more, because I feel like, because this is just the first year that I've been doing this full time, and every few months I'm like, I can't fucking do this, I can't fucking do this. So like, I feel like I just need to like talk to people that I have been there and understand it, because it's hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah. So how did you come up with your Nevermore persona?
It's Mama Kick Ash, the ghost of Baby Doll. What's up, Joker? So it was so I always talk about duality. I like to identify with Batman a lot. But like if you watch the first, all right, so the first 2 Batman movies, Michael Keaton movies, there's a lot of duality stuff going on, especially the first one, right? So I always had this back in the day, like for a long time, because like I said, I was always a quiet kid and I never spoke. I used to always just draw everything. Yeah, I used to draw a lot. I used to be really good. Yeah, we have matching goatees. So so I didn't know how to talk at all. So I would just draw everything. Like that's how I vented and communicated everything. And I was dealing with a lot of like shit. Like I didn't have like the worst childhood, but it wasn't the best either. So it was a lot of things that I just internalized, and it just became like this mass of darkness. And it was always a different name. And then I got into high school, and we read The Raven one day, and like sophomore year we read The Raven, and then from there everything was The Raven. I remember my teachers used to get mad at me because every time we had to pick something for a project, I picked The Raven. And they'd be like, you just did it. You can't do it anymore. I'm like, but I'm doing it. And then, so I got pretty much obsessed with that and all things Edgar Allan Poe. And then one day, because around 2008, 2009, I was still trying to figure myself out. Because I'm like, I knew who I was, but I didn't have a name. It reminded me of, again with wrestling, Stone Cold. He was the ringmaster. Nobody knew what the fuck the ringmaster was. It was like the most random shit ever. And like he went through all these phases where he was this, and that. And then I was just like, I got on Xbox for my 19th Xbox, I think, at the time. I had 30 Xbox 360 because I broke them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, side note for that. Mana, what up, Joker? So, side note, right? I've had 30 Xboxes, and people are like, "How did you break Xboxes?" Like, that's literally how much I was playing the game at the time. I was going to work. No, I would legit go to work and then play Xbox 360 for till like 3 in the morning, and then go to work at 6 and.
So did you
do the whole
rage
thing
break
all
them,
over.
or was it they died of natural causes?
Natural causes. These are like 30 red rings. I shit you not.
Oh, what a piece of shit hardware. Okay, never mind.
And people are like, "How did you do that?" Like, I was literally playing the game. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody played the game like I did. Down the line, I learned how to fix them, so I bought less of them. I just fixed them anyway.
Wow.
So around 2008, 2009, a lot of things were changing for me. After the first 5, a lot of things were changing for me, and I was in a new store. I was working at. That was when I was in GameStop for a long stints of time, and I went to a new store and met new people, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna be something different, and I named myself Nevermore. Funny thing about that, it was by accident. The spelling is completely by accident because you can't type out Nevermore's already taken. So I was like, how the fuck am I gonna pick my name? So I was like, I'm gonna put just a 0. And then I got to work the next day, and I told everybody, "Hey, this is my gamer tag." And I got home, and I was like, "It's missing an E. I don't know why I thought there's an extra E in there." And then I was like, "Fuck it, that's just my name now." And and then over time, it just kind of it kind of grew with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I picked it by chance, and then I grew into it because I'm like, oh, I am really fucking dark, aren't I?
See? Easy.
Oh yeah. Over time, I got more darker outward instead of like just internally.
Yeah.
And it's like it is what it is now. And now I have burbs all over Twitter, Twitch, and we kind of went just off to the races.
That's it. I mean, it works for you. It's an established brand. Keep it. I don't, to be honest, I can't spell anybody's username regardless. So it doesn't matter. Everybody's on the same playing field here.
So Pixie Clear, everything that I've ever done that worked was by accident. Yes, GOTHIX can't pronounce anybody's username. That's why I'm here in the chat. Like, no, that's not what the name is. It sounds like this.
Yeah, I can't pronounce anything. I called Mana Risi. I don't know what the hell I called you when you first came here. I called you some shit.
But everything I've done was by accident. So when my first brand was actually Elite Joker, because I'm old school, like Doom Quake gamer, right? And we had Elite Speak. That's how old I am. We had Elite Speak when I was like
the fuck is
really
Elite
gaming.
Speak?
That's when we use letters and numbers too. That's 1337 is Elite. Yeah, Mana knows. So that's how gamers we had our own language. It's now entombed like ancient Egyptians on walls across the internet. So we had Elite Speak. So I was like, I'm the Elite Joker. That's me, Joker. So like I said a bunch of times, like I don't really use the N-word.
Yeah.
I started that in high school. My boy, one of my boys I grew up with, Devin, used to call everybody. He used to say Joker all the time. So I started saying Joker, and then it just turned into Joker, and that's just a decade later, everybody's saying Joker. If you see somebody saying Joker, they probably know me from somewhere, like really closely. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just Elite Joker then now. And then I didn't have a logo, so I just randomly went to like a T-shirt site because they have like stencils and stuff.
Yeah.
And I threw something together because I was really into Joker at the time when I came home, and it was like a dude in a straitjacket, and and I remember I put a bunch of different ones up, and my mom liked the one with the dude in a straitjacket, but she didn't know what it was.
Okay.
Yes, Mana, you can use it. You're cool. So, and she didn't know what it was, but she really liked it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna use that. And then pretty much I have a series when I was playing Street Fighter called Reading Rainbow. So I used to take clips all the time. Like I said, I used to make a lot of montages. So I used to always have clips of when I was making people look bad, and I'll come back to that later. So I always had a lot of clips, right? And then so I was playing Zangief, the big wrestler. And to be really good with him in that game, you have to know what your opponent is doing, kind of. And in FGC, we call that making a read. So I was like, I think this is hilarious. I'm gonna put Reading Rainbow, the theme song from the show, to this video, right? And I called it Reading Rainbow, and I put the video up, and then I'm watching this video, and I'm like, what's happening in the video actually goes really on point with the music. And then people fucking love that. I'm like, I just threw that up there. This is why I say you just gotta do stuff, because most of the stuff that's gonna take off for you is some shit you do by accident.
Yep.
And then, fast forward to the future, when I went full Nevermore, and I started the acts of unkindness, because I thought that was clever. Again, more wrestling stuff. Like, hey, this is clever. Let me use this, acts of unkindness, because who the fuck says that, right?
Right.
And then, so I just turned all of my stuff, me making people look bad, into acts of unkindness. And then I got kind of known for that. I have a lot of random stuff. Like, I'm actually working on something, because a lot of things that I say, I'm very quotable. Funny enough, back to the Nevermore branding, because quote the Raven. So I say a lot of things that people love and pick up on. Like, do you remember the Dead by Daylight video I showed you? It was just me cursing at people.
Yes.
It was on my Instagram. So I randomly said something about having a sleepover in hell, and then that shit, just everybody fucking loved that one line. Killmane has the MP3 of it now, because he wanted to use it for his videos.
That's hilarious.
Because I stopped saying it, but he says it all the time. Every time he does a basement build, he's like, it's the sleepover in hell build. So, like, I had this thing where back in the Blockbuster days, when we had VHSs, and it was like, be kind, please rewind, or some shit like that. Frosty Fausting is I am not. I am currently semi-retired from the FGC, but I might come back to fighting games eventually, because I met a lot of great people in fighting games. I got to travel a lot. Like, I just getting in a car. Yeah, Mars knows. Getting in a car and driving for 2 hours to Philly, to upstate New York, to like all over the place. It was just such a great thing, and I met a lot of people. So that I kind of miss about not doing it, but I never say never. I might come back.
Yeah, now you have a buddy to go to these things with. Come back,
right?
Teach me.
I never rewound. So
I didn't either.
I'm like redoing a lot of my stuff. That's why my YouTube is kind of empty for the time being, because I'm reworking how I want to do everything. So I was like, I have this big video planned, and I wanted to call it I lost the wording now, but I forgot the actual term that I was going to use. It's like, don't be kind, don't rewind, be unkind. Again, because I'm a clever motherfucker, but
yeah.
But then I was like, well, there's a lot more to that, because I don't really believe in like getting stuck on non-rewinders. I don't believe in like getting stuck on old shit, like the past. Like, just don't fucking rewind. That shit happened. Just fucking just fast forward. We just moving forward now. Because my 2020 is already looking dope as fuck. I don't give a shit what happened.
Good for you.
Shitty 2019 and all the fucking drama I had to deal with. So I got to go forward, even though I'm still gonna be petty as shit. Before I move on to anything else, I gotta talk about this hat. So when I had my competitive team, we were playing Street Fighter at the time, and I believe this was this past February or the year before. We went to an event, and previously we got in touch with this other organization, and they were like, yeah, we want to sponsor you guys, we want to do great things. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's our first business opportunity as like a team. And they're like, yeah, first, I'm skeptical. I don't trust shit. I don't believe in anybody until it happens. Hot mess. So they're like, yo, we're gonna do this for you. I'm like, okay, let's see what they're gonna do. So the weekend before we go to this tournament, they gave us hats. It used to have their logo on it, and it has my name on the side. It has my gamer tag on the side, one of these sides, right? And we yada yada. We do the event. It was really cool. They bought us lunch. They took care of us. But afterwards, we had a big drama. It was a super big fallout. one of the players I don't even talk to anymore. It was really bad, right? So I really wanted to be super petty and just set this damn hat on fire, make a video of it. But I did it even better because I'm like, my name's on it. I'm not getting rid of this hat. So this I got one of my friends to sew this patch on it for me to cover their logo. Just so I know, they know when they see it, like, oh, that's our hat. Well, it's not yours anymore. It's mine. We call it the DC Collected Corpse.
Good.
So you know, I had a lot of things like that. There's a lot of nonsense that comes with you know, being full time and just being in esports and trying to figure out who you can trust and who you can't.
Yeah, that's something I'm still learning too.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, shit. 2019 was the worst year of my life. Jesus. 2020 is gonna be great. It's gonna be fabulous.
It's like I told everybody, like I know I'm gonna have a dope ass. Through the spring, I'm having the good ass 2020. So if I can have a good 2020, anybody fucking can.
Where do I find these people? He found me.
Exactly. Birds of a feather. The best part about doing this stuff, like you just chill and the people will fucking come. Like, and then that's the best part. Like, I found you by accident. This is a funny story. I was literally on yes, Burbs. Mars has perfect timing. You know how I found Gothix? I was on Instagram looking up one of the goth girl hashtags, and I was like, oh, goth girls, they play Dead by Daylight, because I had Dead by Daylight, but I didn't play the shit.
Okay.
And this was before I found you. So I went on Twitch and I was looking up Dead by Daylight, just who's streaming Dead by Daylight. And I was like, I just open all the tabs. There's a girl. I'm a dude. You know how it goes. Anyway. It's like I see girls, I click. I'm going to shit. Anyway, so I was like, oh well, who the hell's this? I think this is before you started wearing makeup. I don't remember if you had horns or not. I don't remember. So I was like, oh, who's this? Oh, it's a goth girl and she's black. I'm here for this. Oh, she's funny as hell. I'm really here for this. And that's pretty much how I came and stayed here. I think I was just like lurking for a long time because I didn't know how to talk to people on Twitch, and then I just started talking like I usually do to everybody else. I just busting at people's stream like the Kool-Aid man, start saying random shit and dropping burbs, and you're like, what the fuck?
That's amazing. So like he is a professional DM slider, and he just admitted that right now. He was scouting the internet for the burbs.
No shame. I don't care. Because the way I see it, when like I don't have to go out of my way to meet dudes because I'm gonna find them. You know what I mean? We're gonna cross paths and we're gonna be cool. That's it. Period. But everything else, because it's rough. Like I have a lot of lady friends. I have a lot of lady friends. They all, you know, they're streamers, they're gamers. So I understand like how defensive, you know, they can be, and I understand why. So it's kind of like it's a lot difficult for me to make friends that aren't dudes. So I have to try to find ways to meet people that way, because it's like, yo, I know a lot of dudes. Like I don't want to be around sausage all the time. Like I don't want to hear about dudes talking about bobs and like news all the time. Like damn, I want to talk about other shit. But so and the whole like DM sliding thing, like there is like a Latin phrase, because I'm really into stuff like that. Persona turned me on to Memento Mori, right? Remember you are mortal. Like you're gonna fucking die. Like stop being a bitch, right? So there's another one. I forgot what it was, and I have a lot of fucking pops. There's another phrase that is in Latin. It turns out to something like he makes changes through making fun of morals or something like that. And that's pretty much me. Like everything that you see me do is literally a parody of something that I saw in society. And like the DM sliding thing was like is still a big thing. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make fun of this. So I literally just slide in people's DMs and like send memes or make funny shit. Like one time, at one point in my life, I was sending people random pictures of Richard Nixon because sending dick pics was a thing. So I was like, I'm going to send tricky dick pics. And I started sending people pictures of Richard Nixon. And people didn't get it. Like, well, Richard Nixon's nickname is Dick because his first name is Richard. And they used to call him Tricky Dicky. So I would just send people pictures.
That's too advanced. I wouldn't have got that. I was like, what?
Yeah. I would just, little Dicky. Anybody that had Dick in their name, I would just send the pictures. And they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, it's a dick pic. And they're like, oh, I get it. Like, I don't take any pops out of the box because I'm an OCD collector. So they just kind of hang out and they might be worth millions of dollars one day. Who knows?
I take them out of the box. I only have 3.
Orange balls.
Oh, shit. So before because we're running out of time, but I wanted to ask you. I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So you were the only person that sent me the most intricate audition video, if you will, to be on this stream team for the Goth Squad. So, and I've never seen anything like that before. This was literally like I was watching a movie. It was so good, well thought out. So, but I want to know, what does the Goth Squad mean to you, in case people here don't know?
Man, the Goth Squad means everything. Like I said it in the video, and like I say all the time I get a chance to. It's like, it's the place where the kid that never fits in anywhere gets to fit in. I can just come here and just be fucked up nevermore. And yes, you gotta one up me now, and just be me and not care. And people are just like, okay, that's a guy right there. Never had that before. I got it now, and I got a bunch of people that are like me and are fucked up like me. So I get to return the favor. I could be everybody's you get to live vicariously through me, and I get to do the same because I have so many people now coming from a place where I didn't have anybody for a couple of years when it was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a lot of people almost overnight, and I'm just a guy that comes and trolls in everybody's chats.
That is awesome. And I loved your definition, because I always get a different explanation from each person we have on the show. And yours is like, we're all fucked up. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it. I mean, hey. Oh, yes. Oh, man. Okay, so Nevermore. So you said you only stream 2 days a week right now? You said, what day is it again?
I stream Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8:30 EST.
Okay. All right, y'all. So
you can't spell EST without. Wait, I said that backwards. Just keep going because I fucked it up.
You fucked up. I'll give you a chance. You can redo it.
Rewind. We rewind it one time. You can't spell West without EST. Also, best. You can call me best sometimes. EST as in Eastern, 8:30 p.m.
Okay, that was a terrible joke. So y'all go follow Nevermore. There's a link right there. I want to remind you that he is the featured streamer for this week for the Goth Squad community. So if you're in the Discord, check out the Spotlight section. He's going to have access to that the entire week. So maybe he'll post weird photos, memes, quotes. Yeah. I don't know. Give you the secret sauce recipe. I don't know. But follow that channel if you want to get more updates on that. And I was about to say, oh yeah, this is the last featured streamer for the Goth Squad for 2019. So congratulations, Nevermore. You're sending us into the new year.
We saved the best for last.
Yeah, so your spotlight things better be fire, okay? Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk, all right?
We saved the West for last.
What the hell?
We gotta do this again. I can talk all damn day.
I know. Well, you should come on my podcast when I finally decide to actually start doing it. So
I'm out here just holla. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna get my caffeine in me, and then we're just gonna talk for 19 hours.
Okay.
We can go.
We can do it. We can do that shit. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Nevermore, for coming on the show. It's been a blast talking, getting to know you a little bit more. Everybody, please remember to go bug Nevermore. And is there anything else you want to say before I let you go? Anything you want to plug?
I don't have any outlets to plug, but
oh.
like, you know, like I'm in the Discord, I'm around, I'm super available. I don't have my many alerts on because I have like anxiety, but like reach out. I don't care. You want to hit me up about something? All of my DMs are open. Don't wait for me to DM you first. Um, I might, but you don't have to wait. Just do it. I'm here. I'm here to help.
I like that. I like that. All right, dude. I will catch you in the Discord. Thank you again for chatting with us. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Jokers, thank you for having me. Thank you, Squad, for being so wholesome is not the word. Homesome, being a home.
Yeah, we're
There you
not
go.
wholesome at all. I don't know where you got that word
Yeah,
from.
shit. That shit just slipped. I don't know what the fuck that came from.
Oh shit. All right, bye Nevermore.
Squad, later, Jokers.
Squad. Hold on a second. Okay, cool. Woo. That was a great interview. I loved it. You aren't wholesome, but we are wholesome. Oh my god, get out. Please leave immediately. Get out of here. Okay, so let me start this these alerts again. Yo, Monolith, once again, thank you so much for that.